revised it. It's up to 140 items.
Picked up a few more.
Yeah,
5
picked up
more
a
a year.
few more, and I have about 10 more in the horizon that I have to insert into the document. And I want to make sure that I never duplicate any items. So every time you put in an item, you have to reread it very closely. But what I did is I put this list together that many parents have read. If you Google my name, it'll pop up on the internet. You can also get a copy of it from my website, it spells out the do's and don'ts, and we can talk about a few of them if you want.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's kind of hard to narrow it down for the do's and for the don'ts, but can you narrow it down? I mean, as a do, what is probably the most important, or one of the most important things you should do as a parent when you're going through a divorce?
Well, I think you should talk to your children both together. You should sit your children down, explain to them that you're getting a divorce, explain to them that it's not their fault, tell them you love them. Let them know you're going to always be there for them, that you're going to just the same amount of time with them, and that's just going to be split. And listen to them, because that's a very tough moment. They're going to remember that moment for a long time in their lives. Listen to them, let them vent, hug them, let them know you love them, and just give them as much comfort as you can.
Is in your basis of that opinion, and with all the experience you've had in this, is there an age at which you should do that? Is it okay to do it with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old?
Well, a 2 or 3-year-old is really not going to understand, but we know that from case studies that 7-year-olds understand, 6 and 7-year-olds understand.
Okay.
And they need to be comforted and explained in their way that mom and dad aren't going to be living in the same roof, under the same roof anymore.
Calmly, no screaming.
That's correct. You want to keep the children out of the divorce.
Okay.
And you just don't want to make them a part of it. You don't want to talk to them about child support, spousal support, property settlement. You don't want to leave divorce papers around the house where they can read it.
You don't want them thinking that they're the cause.
That's right.
What is one of your recommendations is to try and eliminate that as being a thought for a child?
What, the cause?
Right.
Talk to them about it.
Okay.
Give them the opportunity to talk to you. And it's not like you get your son and say, John, what do you think about mom and I getting a divorce? They're going to clam up. Spend time with them, and then when they bring it up, if you're out fishing, if you're out for a walk, if you have them at a sporting event, listen to them, and you can tell that when they want to talk about it, and then just clarify it for them.
Another do is probably for parents to get along in front of the children at all times.
Always. Never talk negatively about your spouse or ex-spouse, because that child is made up of both of you. So when you're talking negatively about your spouse or ex-spouse, you're talking negatively about that child.
Right.
That child needs to know that if they love your spouse or ex-spouse, that they are not feeling disloyal to you.
So it's okay. They need to understand
They need to understand it. Let your children talk about their mom or dad in front of you. Let your children put up pictures of their mom and dad in your house. And let them feel comfortable about that. They should be able to talk about their parents freely and openly.
What's another don't?
Another don't let family members move into the household while there's a divorce going on, like a brother or a sister or a mom and dad. There's too much tension, okay? Don't make your divorce public, because then it's just too difficult when you're having too many opinions coming in, and it just has a negative impact on your children. Keep that for the counselor.
And another do would be try and stay involved the same way you've been involved?
Always.
Or even more?
Well, initially people will try to compensate, so they'll spend more time with their children. But make sure you spend time with your children. Never walk away with them. They need you for a long time. I mean, this belief that children are done at age 18 is a mistake. Especially
the Bank of Dad is open for a long time.
The Bank of Dad and Mom are open for a long, long time. My mother used to always say, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems.
Mm-hmm.
But, hang in there with them and be a part of their lives. One of the things I like to suggest to people is that they should get together. The parents should get together on a quarterly basis and talk about the issues surrounding the children face to face. And don't talk about the past. Talk about the children and how things are going and how they can make it better for their children.
I would imagine one of the big issues in dealing with divorce and children is who's really going to make the decisions at the hospital or at the schools or things of that nature. Is there some parameter or some idea that you can throw out there to let people know the best way to deal with that?
Well, joint legal in 99% of divorces with children, as long as there's no abuse and whatnot, if the parents want to be involved, it's going to be joint legal custody, meaning health, education, and welfare. Both parents are part of those decisions.
What happens if one of the parents disagrees with one of the educational decisions, though?
Well, what happens if someone has the physical custody, they can ultimately make a decision about what school, if what one district or the other, if they have the choice. But if in fact there's a dispute, you file a post-judgment motion, and the court will assist you if you can't make the decision as parents.
Okay.
But as far as health, education, and welfare, the parents should be able to sit down, roll up their sleeves, and make informed decisions for the benefit of the children.
Why is it, and this is just kind of off the cuff, and we've only got a couple minutes left, why is it that it seems the perception out there is if both parents are working, the mother almost always gets custody of the children?
Well, no, I think that's changing. With our younger judges, a lot of our younger judges are looking at things on a 50-50 basis. I mean, people who want to be actively involved with their children nowadays, there's a much greater chance than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 15 years ago. So if you want to be actively involved in your children's lives, I think it makes the more people that are involved with the children, the better. And so I'm seeing more and more where dads are obtaining more and more time with their children.
So you can agree upon the time, I mean, you can agree that they stay at one house for 3 days and one house for 4 days?
Judges typically don't like that because they don't want the children bouncing around too much. But what most judges will do, a majority of them, will accept what the parents agree to. So, we sometimes do 5 on, 5 off, 5 on, 5 off, or 8 days and then 6 days, 8 days and 6 days, or a week on, week off. The judges will allow that if the parents come to that decision. If they're going to work like a team, then they're going to stay out of it.
Have you ever seen a case where the children never left the house and the parents came in and out?
I've mentioned that to my wife. If I was czar in a perfect world, that's how I would make it. If you made them, you got to try to keep them happy, and let's keep the children in the home and have the parents go back and forth. But with the economics of our society and the fact that people move on and find new relationships and remarry, it would make that pretty difficult.
Still got to have 2 places to live, though.
That's true, but that's an interesting concept, and I thought about that in the past.
I want to thank Armin Villardo for coming on.
I appreciate it.
Instead of driving out to Grosse Pointe, I-94, and going westbound, you can go eastbound, meet Armin and his partners. They're located at 586-469-8660. Okay. Thanks a lot for coming on.
I appreciate it. And if they'd like to get a copy of my article, they can just Google my name, and it'll show up there, and they can print it off.
Thanks for tuning in. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.